Hey Fred, thanks for joining us here today.
You're welcome.
Okay. Just want to start off by if you just want to share who you are, where you're from, and what made you join the military.
Well, I'm Fred Baker, Frederick now. I changed my name. My original name was Freddie, and
Huh.
I changed that to Frederick, and so that's my name. Basically, I like Fred,
Okay.
and I the military. I was drafted into the
Oh,
military
okay.
in '52, and we lived in Bealsville, Ohio at the time,
Yes.
and of course I still wasn't engaged to my wife, but we were dating, and then I from Bealsville I went to Barnesville. My brother, like you say, gave me $20, and that was all I had.
I love
That
that
was
story.
all I had to my name. I'd spent everything,
You got that by washing vegetable cans.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I caught a bus then to, where did I say I went? To
The Camp Kilmer,
Camp Kilmer.
New Jersey.
Not at that time, I don't think, but anyway, I went to
Camp
Meade,
Breckenridge.
Maryland,
Oh, Maryland.
and was processed there. That's where I processed my basic.
Fort Meade.
And then from Meade, why they shipped me to Camp Kilmer, uh, Kentucky. And I spent 2 months there then with the 101st Airborne Division.
First.
And
So you were airborne also?
yes, I was there, well, for the amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the Airborne for 16 weeks, I
Yeah.
believe, and was processed to ship to Germany.
Yes.
And I was, um, what did I want to tell you?
You were assigned to the 82nd.
And yeah,
82nd?
they shipped me to Germany then, and I was assigned to the 82nd, so I never made it to the Airborne. We shifted from that to the 82nd because they didn't have an Airborne right there where I was.
And the 82nd was the aircraft artillery,
Yeah.
artillery battalion.
Right, the anti-aircraft facility. And I was there for 16 weeks. After 16 weeks, I came home for 2 weeks furlough, and then I shipped to. Do I have a story straight? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
there.
And I went. I kind of get a little mixed up sometimes,
You're good.
but I shipped to Germany, and I was in Germany for a little over a year and a half, almost 2 years, and I was with the anti-aircraft artillery
Yes.
in Germany, and I I was in basic. I did the basic things, the soldiering things that they had you do for about 2 months. And then I went to a number of schools. I don't know, they kept sending me to school. And I taught the troop information education class, and I don't know, a couple of other things. And then they asked me if I'd like to be the mail clerk. And at first, I almost turned it down. I'll tell you, you couldn't be too smart and do something like that. So I accepted the mail clerk, and I was mail clerk then until I was discharged.
Okay.
And I had a lot of friends, and in fact, everybody was your friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But so far as the basic, why we were out prior to me doing that, I we were out in the field, did a lot of field exercises and winter training and so on. But
Did you ever make your way to Fort Leonard Wood?
no, I was right there at Munich the whole time. So I didn't get there. But there was one thing that did happen back in basic that I've skipped. Now I'm taking you back a step.
You're fine.
And in the training, they had you crawl under live ammunition. They shot over top of your head, and they had these. Actually, from the other people that had gone years, months and months, I guess, those trenches are full of water, and this was in the wintertime. And of course, with everyone, one going after the other, it was nothing but a muddy mess. I mean, it was terrible, and you had to take your weapon, as we call it. You had to have that with you. You had it on your chest, and then when you finished that, we went. After the day, which was actually, it was late, I remember it was late at night, went back to the barracks, and then you had to clean that weapon before you could go to bed. And they wouldn't let you put it in any water and rinse it off or anything. You had to clean it with those little patches that they cleaned the rifles with. I remember that was quite a deal. And, but back to the story, I've dropped that back in and back to where I was out of basic and in Germany training, and I like I say, I became the mail clerk, and I was mail clerk for the 18 months or almost 2 years that I was there.
Gotcha. And then that transitioned over to Korea, correct?
Right. Yeah, that was during the Korean conflict, and it was all that training was part of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, and when you finished up, was it October '54 is when your ETS, you separated?
Yes. Yes, it was in October '54 was my discharge date.
Gotcha.
But I came home just a little bit before that, and I don't know, a couple or 3 weeks, and was in. My wife, she was still there, waiting on me, and I came back to, and she was working in Canton as a secretary at one of the factories by that time. And so I went to Canton, and that's where we really ended up in the end. I was there, with her, and ended up getting a job of different, I don't know, 2 or 3 different places, but they didn't last. I mean, I couldn't handle that. I had to be a free man. And I had the opportunity to be with the telephone company. And so I hired in with the telephone company, and I was there for 31 years.
Wow.
And so I don't know what else to tell you.
So that's when you got married, right? You got back from Germany?
You got back
You
from...
brought the ring back from Germany, didn't you? Been
Yeah.
married since '55.
Yeah,
God bless you.
1955.
What made you move to Florida?
Well, my daughter was in Florida, and so we would come and visit her, and then my mother-in-law and father-in-law used to come every winter and spend the winters here, and of course we would come and visit them. So after I retired, and we'd come so many times, and we had property here by then, and so we I guess we like Florida, like this warm weather. You come from Ohio, you get out of the cold, you get into this warm weather. So
I still have family up there.
So we.
That's good. So when did you actually move back to Florida?
Beg pardon?
When did you actually move back to Florida?
2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
We were never here permanent before
Gotcha.
that. We were
Okay.
just, here sponging.
Now, with your time that you served in the military,
Uh-huh.
is there anything that you would say you learned from the military that you were able to utilize in your life? Of course, there's structure and there's stuff like that.
Well, yeah, you do. I just, nothing right, right off the top of my head. I can't think.
Understood. No
can't-
worries.
Had time to think about that. I probably could come
Yeah.
up with something,
No, we're fine.
Too old to
Yeah.
do that anymore. My brain don't work that fast anymore.
We're fine. Well, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty painless, simple, right?
yeah, it was pretty simple.
Well, I do want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you very much,
Yeah, you're
Fred,
welcome.
for your service
Well, thank you, thank you.
and taking the steps that other people wouldn't have taken.
Yeah.